Welcome to today's science lesson. In this video, we will learn about the parts of plant and animal cells and the important function each part performs. Now, let's take a look at the cell membrane, the outermost part of the animal cell. Imagine a city with no gates, no security, and no control over who comes in or goes out. Chaos, right? Every cell needs a smart gatekeeper too, and that's the cell membrane. You see, the cell membrane is a thin, flexible layer that surrounds the cell. It controls what enters and leaves the cell, protecting it and helping maintain a stable internal environment. And because it allows some substances to pass through while blocking others, it is called a selectively permeable membrane. Let's take a look at another part of the animal cell, which is the cytoplasm. Now, what if all the parts of the cell were floating around with nothing to hold them in place? The cell will be a mesh, right? That is where the cytoplasm comes in. Now, the cytoplasm is the busy workspace of the cell. It's like a jelly-like substance that fills the inside of the cell. It holds and supports the organelles, allowing materials to move around the cell. And this is where many important chemical reactions take place. Every great organization needs a leader. Every school needs a head teacher. And every cell needs a control center. Meet the nucleus, the brain of the cell. Now, the nucleus is the control center of the cell. It contains the cell's genetic material, which is also known as the DNA, and directs all the activities of the cell, including growth, metabolism, protein production, and reproduction. Now, without the cell would have no instructions and no directions. It is the command center that keeps the cell functioning properly. Nucleolus. The nucleolus is found inside the nucleus. Its main job is to make ribosomes, which produce the proteins needed for growth and repair. Vacuole. The vacuole acts like storage rooms holding important materials for the cell. What it does is that it stores water, food, and waste materials. Ribosome. The ribosome is a tiny structure that makes protein. These proteins help organisms grow, repair damaged tissues, and carry out important life processes. Now let's take a look at the mitochondria. The mitochondria produces energy for the cell through cellular respiration. It is often called the powerhouse of the cell because it supplies energy like a power station. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum produces fat and helps remove harmful substances from the cell. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. The rough endoplasmic reticulum has ribosomes attached to it. It helps make and transport proteins throughout the cell. Golgi body. The Golgi body packages important materials and sends them exactly where they are needed. Microtubules. Microtubules form part of the cell's skeleton. They support the cell, maintain its shape, and help move materials. Centriole. Centriole help organize cell division in animal cells. They ensure that genetic material is shared correctly between new cells. Peroxisome. Peroxisome break down harmful chemicals and help keep the cell safe from damage. We can say the peroxisome is the cell's detox expert. Lysosome. And the lysosome contains enzymes that break down waste materials and worn-out cell parts. They help keep the cell clean and healthy. If you watched our previous lesson on the animal cell, then you're already familiar with most of the parts we see today. Plant cells have many of the same structures and they perform similar functions. The main difference is that the plant cells have two extra parts, the cell wall and chloroplasts. So instead of repeating what we've already learned, let's focus on these special features that make plant cells unique. Cell wall. Think of the cell wall as the plant cell's protective armor. It surrounds the cell, gives it strength and support, and helps the plant keep its shape and stand upright.